Where's it at, man? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Has you already got me in there?
Where's it at, man?
Okay. There's the chat. Okay. Oh,
never light a cigar that way.
Yo, it's the Shadow Smokers Legion, fun, family, and smoke. Rockin' with Phoenix Fresh rhymes, they stronger than no. About to break it off with the illest of crews, led by the man Tony Wang, making his vision come true. Now let me take you on a ride. We got love for cigars, from the east to the west, only the brightest of stars. Our screen in the scene, little guy with the shop, shadow gazing around, you know it ain't gonna stop. Cigar mechanic don't panic when he's repping his brand. Escadillo and more, smooth as sticks in the land. Hashimoto's around, jumping live in the chats. Asian orange and more, his button's famous in fact. Cigars, pipes, whiskey, coffee, and more. Turbo jetting around, Tim with the dopest of pours. What's that? Huh? One wheel and reviews? Martin in the house, sharing the latest smoke news. Need to pick me up? Get to Southeast US. Bob and Chief in the mix, you know what they say, and God bless. We got that journey, voyage, private blends for the crew. Celebrating with coins, repping that dope swag too. Now I'm about to sign off, you know it's time for that audit. Light up the group with my post, you know I'll rock it and sock it. But remember y'all, Legion, it lives with a passion. From a man in the shadows, ayo, the SoySauceAssassin. So cut it, light it, love the smoke from your region. After all we connect, it's through the power of Legion.
Hey guys, Tony the SoySauceAssassin. As you can see, James kind of is half awake and still trying to figure out why his screen is not showing the rest of the stuff, and why he cannot hear us, and why I don't know.
What's those things in German?
You know, from the reaction, from his like reflection on his glasses, it seems like he can see us. So, yeah, just in case, I should turn on Discord. Let me turn on Discord. One moment. Let me turn it on. All right, just in case, right? Because I don't know. So turn it on. Starting. And so yeah, we have Jim Wilcox, Albert, Cat, Blue Collar Sticks, Christopher Daniel, and Gary, Sherry. I think that's it, right? Jason Martin, right? So quite a bit of people. And what is this? Okay. So let's see. Anything I missed? Nope, it's correct. So I gotta assume that that Chris Daniel, you got your stuff. Hey Michael. So Albert, you gotta make sure you mute your Discord because the noise. Anyways, what is it? I mean, I could smoke for this was stuck on a desert. Shouldn't that make it easier to smoke in the desert? I don't know. Wouldn't that be easier to smoke in the desert because no one can tell you no?
I guess. I don't know.
I would think that's the case. There we go. Boom. All right, here we go. Additional guests today. Okay. So today I'm trying the 1502 Nicaragua. This one, you know, it's not like particular shock. You know, this is actually a cigar that I will smoke. So it's not like, oh, big surprise, I like this cigar. I mean, this cigar has been out there for a while. What I like about it today, though, is this one actually have one of those loose draw that I like. I like very loose draw. I like not having too much, not having to give too much effort just to be able to take a puff. So I like loose draw cigars, but that's just me. You know, James, is too early. I'm telling you, it's too early. So
too early for that crap, dude.
So what do we have? Michael, what are you smoking today?
This is a Rojas statement that Martin sent me.
Oh, okay. So I think some people have some like, there we go, Don Pippins. I think some people have misunderstood what I meant by negative impression of that brand, the Rojas. Now, I never tried Rojas, so I don't know how good it is. You know, it might be very good cigar, it might be very bad cigar. But what I didn't like, what in terms of negative impression, is that, you know, that when Michael reached out, he decided not to do business. And I think this is kind of funny because it's not saying that his brand isn't good. It's not saying that he shouldn't be popular. I feel like the fact that he's saying, nah, I need to make sure I have enough production for the account I have, blah, blah, blah. So I am not going to do business with you at the moment. It sounds very negative in a way. It's almost like, hey guys, no longer talk about my cigar. All right? Don't go out and talk about my cigar because I might not have enough production for you guys. I might not be able to make enough cigars for everybody. Right? Like, which cigar store does that? Can you imagine if you try to get a account with Drew Estate, and Drew Estate says, I'm already too popular, I have so much cigar already that I might not have enough for you, so I don't think I will sign with you, even though I knew you got to be a tiny account.
Right, and then Martin reached out for me, and he's like, well, he's an online only, so I don't know if I want to do that. So I was like, okay, I understand then.
Yeah.
That's cool. Why don't you just say that to begin with?
Right, so in that case, that's why it's kind of negative to me that, as a cigar maker, you don't want to get your cigar in the hands of most people. Like, you're not thinking about people who want that cigar to smoke. Rather,
Right.
you're like, I'm going to make it as hard for you to get it as possible.
Yeah.
So if it's an online market and if it's not got to be a big account, I am not going to do it, and I'm going to give you an excuse for it.
Well, it's exposure, though. Why wouldn't you want the exposure?
Exactly. So, that's what I mean by negative impression, because I knew that happened. And in any sort of business sense, that does not make sense to say, I don't think if I can make enough production for you. Right? And knowing that every cigar industry right now will put you on back order if you want something.
Right.
And that they won't say, oh, I don't think I have enough for you, so I'm going to cancel your account. Because I can't make enough cigar right now. I cannot make enough pledge, so I'm going to cancel your account. No. Right? They want to have as many people order as possible. Even if it's back order, it's nice to know that somebody's ordering, so you can cater to that amount.
All right, but in their defense, along that thinking, they only released the pledge to certain shops, right? Initially.
Beginning.
Yes, they did. They did that on purpose, though.
They release in stages, basically. It's like all these account can have it first, and then we do it everybody.
Yeah, at first it was like 100 shops or 80 or whatever it was. Then it went to 400, and I got lucky to be part of the 400. And then they went nationwide.
But you think it was the same kind of rollout that had they tried to roll that out to everybody that could be a problem for production?
Of course.
But that's different than allowing to have an account or not.
So right now, Rojas has accounts he's got a couple that are online retailers, and most of them are in Texas. And then you've got like small batch and stuff like that, right? And so, does he not want to expand his market share? I mean, does he not want the exposure? I don't understand. I mean, the cigar so far is good. It's a quality product. But I mean, I get where he's going at. If he wants to have a B&M back in it, that's cool. Just tell me that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of, I'm not trying to badmouth him because I don't know this guy, right? I'm just saying in terms of a business perspective, that is, in a way, underhanded, because you will never say, I do not want my product to be out there with more people. Like, it's very rare for somebody to say, I don't think I can keep up with production, so I'm not gonna sign you. I'm not gonna allow you to have an account. That's very rare. You tell them that right now our hands are very tight, so even though I give you an account, you might not be you might be back of the bus. Not in the I might not be able to get you all the stuff, right? But I might be able to get you an initial startup amount, right? I don't know if you can get reorders. That will make sense, right? Somebody will just do that. I'll give you so much, but I don't know if I can give you reorders. Right at this moment.
Right. I mean, it took in. It's like with even with the pledge, and NEP Grills is a bigger company now. He's like, hey, you know what? We'll get you what we can on the restock, and you'll be on the back order list with everybody else. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You just tell me straight up.
Right. So for me, that act was almost like, hey, don't tell anybody about my cigars. I can't make enough cigars, so I am not gonna get my cigar out there. Don't. Right now, I have enough people buying it. Just don't talk about it, right? Just don't give people. Don't let people try the cigar. Don't get it as too many hands as possible. I cannot keep up with production. Don't. That's what it sounds to me, right? So
That tells me don't buy them.
All right, and in the end, it might be a good cigar. I haven't tried it yet. Albert sent me some, but I'm gonna let it sit there for a while until I'm done with these pack. You know, I try to finish something that I have first, and then we have like a proper sit down. Why I forgot about have that negative impression of this, and properly get a try of that cigar. Right. So, but then right now it just gives me that bad taste in the mouth a little bit because, and it's not because Michael is part of Shadow Smokers Legion. It's because it's like, some people might prefer to buy a lot, larger order at somewhere else while picking that up. Right? Not because we have no place to get it. Yeah, obviously there's a place to get it.
Yeah. No, they're not tied off at the ear.
Right? But like, there's a big difference between I'm just gonna order one of each of those sticks and pay, $8 shipping, compared to I'm gonna pick out these things anyway, and I want to pick out that as well. It makes no difference to you as a manufacturer. Right?
No, it shouldn't because they're buying it regardless.
Yeah, it makes no difference to the manufacturer. So, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but hey. By then, in I think I have 4 more sticks, right? 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, I won't have to think about it, and I'll smoke it happily with a smile, hopefully. And
and then you'll bitch about it.
And I can choose to bitch out about it, right? So, but I did see the cigars. They're pretty quality looking. I mean, they're big cigars too.
It is Tony's prerogative to complain about it or not.
Right. He's got to keep the conversation going.
The question is it really a choice?
No, it's his prerogative.
According to my wife, a lot of things have a choice. Okay, I talked to my wife yesterday, and she say that because we're talking about this stuffed animal. She bought a stuffed animal. It's a cow, a purple cow. All right. So I was like, because she was complaining about drinking too much milk in the morning. She wanted to just start drinking tea again. And I was like, hey, now that we have a cow stuffed animal, why don't in the morning you can just drink milk out of this cow? But she's like, no, this is a boy. This is a guy. This is a male cow. I was like, there's no such thing. 100% of the time, a cow is female.
Yeah, it's not milk when it comes out of a boy.
Let me address.
Well,
let me address
it is milk in a way.
All right. I said 100% of the time a cow is female. There's no such thing as male cow. She's like, no, there's a difference. They can choose to be male, right? There are male cow and there's dairy cows. It's like, no. All the cows are, are female and they make milk. And she was like, no, dairy cow makes milk. It's like, no, 100% of the mammals as a female lactase. They have milk. They make milk, right? And she's like, really? And then she asked Google, and then Google's like, a cow is a female, And then I was like, yes. And there was like 2 in the morning. This was like 2 in the morning. And I was like, yes, I'm finally right. But yeah, so that is a female cow dog. And she's like, no, this is a female that's identified to be a male. It's still got to be a male.
But you had to run out to Wikipedia and type that in before she pushed for it, right?
No, she Googled it. It's the funny thing because I always get my wife with biology because she didn't have a proper biology education back in high school, even though we went to the same high school. She had a substitute that talked about nothing but marine biology. So, that was something that I was very excited about. Like, I'm still giving her a hard time about this. Every time I talk to her with whatever subject, in the end, I'll shove it in. It's like, just like a cow, it's 100% time, are female.
What? It's all trivial.
I'll just keep doing that all day. She'll be asking me different things. I'm like, yeah, just like a cow, 100% of the time, it's a female. Pro tip, don't milk the steer with the bulls. Oh, yeah, and then she was talking about a bull and the ox. I was like, and let's not make mistake here too. Bull and the ox are different as well, okay? And she's like, what's the difference? And I was like, well, the ox works in the farm. And then she's like, well, bull works. I said, Chicago.
The ox is transgender, okay?
Why is ox transgender?
Because it's no longer really a male, and it's not really a female either.
Oh, God. But yeah, I said, an ox works in the farm, and Bo worked for Chicago. And then she started laughing about it. She's like, no, that's not the case. I was like, or Spain, whatever you want to call it. Michael, buy your wife a goddamn pizza.
Oh my God, tell Hashimoto to shut the fuck up. I made her what she wanted for dinner.
What do you guys have for dinner?
We had 3 cheese tortellini in Alfredo sauce that I made.
I don't understand this, okay? Why is the raviolis don't usually like to have meat in it?
No,
Ravioli does.
that's not true.
No,
Tortellini, bro.
My ravioli has meat in it.
No, if you go to the market, you try to buy ravioli, it's like mushrooms, cheese. They rarely has variation of meat in there.
Because it's cheap.
No, there's meat raviolis, bro. Haven't you ever had Chef Boyardee?
Yes. Yes.
Come on, almost every can of ravioli has meat unless.
No, I'm talking about in terms of
order it
actual
without
ravioli
meat.
you go out there to buy. They just don't like to have meat in there or something like that.
Yeah.
It's probably a shelf life thing.
Because they're half full.
It's called something else.
I don't know. I mean, when you go to the ravioli section, once in a while you'll find stuff like what's the thing called? Those Italian ham, dry ham stuff, the Serino hams, or those dry cured ham in there, right? But like you rarely find like hamburger and cheese ravioli on the shelf as frozen thing rather than like fast food kind of thing. Like fast.
It's a ripoff. It's a ripoff.
We obviously don't shop in the same stores you do.
Cheeseburger ravioli sounds like a great idea.
But the other thing too,
I was just thinking the same thing. That sounds amazing.
cheese enchiladas, that's worthless.
Hashimoto said he just had some awesome Japanese food. Hashimoto, I feel like this, okay? Not trying to insult you, but when you say you had some awesome Japanese food, I think that you had ramen. I don't think Hashimoto goes out there and order like elaborate sushis and nigiris and stuff like that. He just was like ramen, cooked, all cooked.
Hashi is so late, dude. Coin check, where did the coin check?
Prosciutto, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, prosciutto.
Yeah, prosciutto's
that's right.
good.
What? So, cheese enchiladas is pointless too, by the way.
Yeah, that's it. Tell me
you
what
already
it is right here. Tell it.
You get cheese on top of the enchilada. Like it already's gonna come with it anyway.
I thought enchilada already have layers of cheese on it.
Yeah,
Right.
so cheese enchilada means we're not putting any meat in it. That's dumb.
See, that's what I say all the time. And I get yelled at.
You gotta have chicken in it. You gotta have
Like
beef.
cheese a lot. I mean,
Yeah, well, it could. I mean, it's just like cheese pizza, right? The pizza already
But
has cheese
it's
on
a
it.
waste of pizza, though. Why in the hell do you just want some bread with cheese and sauce on it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I'll tell you what would be worse is a cheese tamale. That would be dumb. A cheese tamale.
They make those.
Yeah, that's dumb.
It's weird.
Yes,
It's gotta have
James.
cheese.
James, yes.
I don't think it's a cheeseburger ravioli.
Yes, James.
He's just being a jerk. Or what? He's muted and shit.
James, if you gotta raise your hand, be prepared to speak. Does he not know how to unmute himself?
I got it.
I think he can't.
The boomer can't take off his mic. He's got his mute on. The boomer can't get the mute off.
No, but Michael, let's go back to the cheese pizza. It's like cheesy bread, right? With
Cheesy
tomato
bread.
sauce.
Then buy cheesy bread.
Because when you say having more cheese defeat the point, that's like saying that, having double cheeseburger or triple cheeseburger
No,
defeat
I'm
the
not
point.
saying more cheese defeats the point. I'm saying that just defeats the point of pizza.
It's got to have meat.
I think that defeats the point of enchiladas, having cheese inside the enchilada and more cheese on top
Well,
of
some
the
people
enchilada.
like cheese.
Yeah,
I
so
always
do I.
think that, French people are probably like the #1 cheese consumer in the world, right? You would think so. Because everything they do is cheese, cheese, cheese. They make the cheese, right?
Right.
Le fromage, they make the cheese. But in theory, I can tell you, I think Korean are the #1 consumer of cheese.
Really?
If you ever go to Korea and eat anything, they will put cheese on anything.
Like fish?
They will put cheese on fish. They will dip their skewer in cheese. they will put cheese on their ramen. They like everything you order can add cheese.
Cheese on ramen, I can roll with that.
Yeah, it's good as hell. I've done it before.
It does taste good, but they will put cheese on everything.
Yeah,
Right?
it's mac and cheese.
Big difference.
Putting cheese on ramen is like mac and cheese. That's easy.
And you pronounce it wrong. You know, in Chinese ramen, Japanese ramen, Korean ramen, they're not English, so they wouldn't be mac. It'll be ma ke cheese. You know?
Very good. Yeah, that's easy.
But you know what I mean, right? Like they will eat anything with cheese. Everything that you go out to buy, they have a machine that melts cheese and put it on it.
Yeah, it's called a little pot.
No, it's just like a flat surface you cover the cap on. But they will put cheese on everything. Like literally, you can eat there like a fish cake, and they'll put cheese on top. You can eat fried cheese. They will just fry cheese. Right?
Okay, I'll do that. Hey, I'll eat fried cheese all day. That's fine.
Right, and they will fry. They will have those like dumpling ravioli, right? Which they call a manju, and they will add cheese on top. Yeah, I have those fish cake with cheese insert in there. Like literally, you put it in the hot pot to eat. That cheese.
You're saying fish and cheese, that just makes me sick.
Scott, he's funny.
Yes, it's cheese. It's cheese everywhere. 4 cheese pizza is the bomb. Wait, what? Is it rice cheese? They will put cheese on rice.
Yeah, cheese on rice. Yep. Called a casserole. It's like,
No, they will have. If you ever had it before, it's bibimbap is spicy. So they have a spicy sauce over like a rice with some side dish vegetables on it, and they will pour cheese on top.
Tony, have you ever had a casserole? A
I
rice
have casserole. It's different. Come on.
I'm just asking if you've had it, man. That's all. That's all I want.
That Japanese machine that boils cheese layer by layer is amazing. Japanese machine that boils cheese layer by layer.
I've seen a thing where they like heat up cheese and they'll knock off the melted cheese layer by
Yeah.
layer. That's pretty cool.
On the actual wheel, they'll melt the top and then they'll stir it in there and take it out. And then, that's your meal. Which I think, in a way, is unsanitized because they're cooking stuff inside that cheese bowl.
I don't care.
I think it looks good. I think it looks like it tastes good. But, like, I just don't know if I can handle that much cheese. And it's most likely, like, Parmesan or something like that.
Talk about a lot of cheese, man. We went to Chicago with the band trip, and we ate at this deep. They make deep dish pizzas. There's some famous place up there. And you ever get those cheese sticks in the little plastic bill? Okay, that's how thick. String cheese, yes. That's like how thick the cheese was on this deep dish pizza, man.
Yes.
And I was like, man, how are we going to eat a whole slice of this thing, man? And I'm going to tell you, it was good stuff.
I don't understand deep dish pizza. I don't understand deep dish pizza.
Okay, what it is, Tony, it's bread, and then they put the sauce on it, and then it's really thick.
No shit.
It's like a pie.
No shit. But, like, why eat such a big piece of bread?
Yeah, it was a lot. And we had a guy there ate a whole pizza.
No way.
Yes. I was like, I don't know how you do it, man.
You talking about James?
Dick.
And it was like an adult guy. It wasn't like a kid. Kids we would expect to eat all that, right? But this guy was like in his 50s, man. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be, yeah, no, that's not gonna be.
He's gonna be feeling too hot.
He's like, YOLO.
Rice and roni doesn't count as casserole.
Rice-a-roni. I've never had rice-a-roni.
It's a San Francisco treat.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jingle.
James, are you back? Are you normal now?
I hope so.
Well, he's never been normal. But he's back.
Is your computer normal?
My microphone went away completely from my headset, and it was the microphone from the laptop and the sound from the headset.
But is it back now? Is it back?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we hear you?
Can you hear me now? Yes. Testing. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, in terms of food, it makes me hungry. Damn it. Makes me hungry. Let's talk about 1502 for a little bit. In terms of variations. I mean, number one, I don't understand why this one has to be like Nicaragua. Why couldn't be any of that color to start with?
I think he did that just because he wanted to have an homage to Nicaragua, and since it was unique as it's a Connecticut.
Yeah, but then you can name it like, I don't know, Oppo, whatever, and then go Nicaragua.
Right.
But he didn't.
I don't know. I'm not Enrique. Enrique's a very interesting guy.
What's 1502 stand for, by the way?
You know, I can't remember.
You can't remember?
No. Tony, Google.
I hate, like, my keyboard chatters so much. When I type 1502, I type 11,500. I need a new keyboard on this one. Cigar. You know, when I type C, it comes with 2 C's.
I'm such a great retailer, I can't remember.
1502 is the brainchild of Enrique Sanchez, founder of parent company Global Premium Cigars. The brand is an homage to Nicaragua, named for the year of its discovery by Christopher Columbus.
There you go. So 1502. Boom. And that's why he's got like this Spanish.
No, here's the thing. I don't really believe anything that Christopher Columbus said.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course we don't.
Not credible. It's not credible because he really didn't discover America.
Yeah, he found India.
Yeah, the Vikings did. No, he didn't find. He found the West Indies, so he found the Caribbean.
Yeah,
That's
still
what Christopher Columbus
India.
found.
He found India.
No, he found the Caribbean.
No, on the I think actual written, they said that he found India.
No, they considered that the West Indies.
Yeah, it's still India.
There was sugar and stuff
West
like that. No,
India.
the West Indies. No, that's the Caribbean.
So yeah, he didn't find what he claimed to find, basically.
No,
Yeah.
no, he didn't find North America.
It's
The
just
Vikings
like
went before
it's
that.
just like how the history say Marco Polo brought back a lot of things like, you know, spaghetti. It's like, no. And I think like they said pizza was from scallion pancake or something like that. They're not even the same thing.
He discovered a great
Who
water
discovered
game.
pizza? I love it.
I think
Marco Polo discovered a great water game, like a swimming pool game.
there's like somebody saying about like how like Marco Polo found tofu and brought it back as soap. I was like, what the hell? They're not even related. One is soybean, the other one is fat.
How? What? How could you use tofu as soap?
I know, right? Like it's not even close. But people are just like what's going on? Like, come on. The history is all
Let's
messed
skip
up.
at the bar of soaps. I mean,
Well, I think back then, and then back then they didn't have like. How could they prove they were there? I mean, they could have.
They brought back the offering after they draw the incorrect
Yeah, but
map.
there were also pirates out there, right? So they could have like taken stuff from other ships that you know.
So
was-
are you saying that Christopher Columbus a pirate?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
He
who
goes
knows,
West
right?
India and then there's rob them, and then it says, I went to America. Found a
That-
new land.
We wouldn't know, right? I mean, if it wasn't for cameras and stuff, how would we know?
Well, obviously we figured out afterward. That's why we know that he didn't find America.
You know how you know he didn't find America? Because there was people already here.
Oh yeah. Well, no, he did find it, but he didn't find it the way that you would think. Like, you know, if we found Mars and there's Martians there, we still did find Mars. Find it for us. They're existing,
Well,
but we
that's a
didn't know they were
surprise to
there.
the Martians who have found it way before us.
No, Martian existed there. We found them. Because we didn't know they exist. So when we discover something that we didn't know exists, that's called finding. You know, when you write a report, you write your findings. Doesn't mean that fact wasn't there. You find it.
It's unknown to you, so you can claim it for your own.
I don't understand what's going on in the chat room.
Following
Seriously.
What are they talking about? Arg, like the Arg, I get that. It's pirates. Okay, cool. How drunk is he right now?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I
No,
can't
I
tell.
don't think so.
I can't tell.
His Hashimoto's starting some stuff.
I feel like Hashimoto's drunk today. He's drunk from sushi.
If he's drunk, I want him on now so we can have shirtless Hashi.
I don't know if I would like if Hashimoto go on right now and he gets naked again. Somebody take a screenshot because I'll take that and I will put the money in there to make the logo.
If he's drunk, he'll probably take a selfie. What are you talking about?
With that grin that we have from his fucking button and everything.
All right, but I do have good news. Number one, I finally convinced them to make the humidor for us, but we'll only have 10. Only 10.
Okay.
And I'm keeping one, so only 9. Okay, only 9. All
Everybody fights to the death.
You be careful when you get what you ask for. Careful what I asked for. I'm not saying that I'm asking for it. I'm encouraging it.
That's asking for it.
So basically, for the humidors, I don't know. It's gotta be one of those Josh fight that happened today. You guys had to fight to that for that 9. They only have 9, so only 9 people have it. Which I think that thing is pretty cool. It kind of like encourage people to go out there and do fun stuff. You know, it was really funny because my wife saw the video and the first thing she says, "They don't have masks on." I was like, "They gotta fight to death. They don't care." And in the end, they let a little kid win, which is great. I thought it was cool. So, yeah, and then we have those, and then next thing is, you know how Alec Bradley they made those tank lighter thingy, right?
Yeah.
Now they made something similar, smaller. What we used to cook coffee with, called the siphon burner. So I found a manufacturer in China that makes siphon burners, and I was like, "Can I put logo on this thing?" And they're like, "Yes." And I was like, "Can I order just a small amount?" He said, "We'll talk about it." So yeah, that might happen. Siphon burner.
Siphon burner.
Yeah.
If you Google that, will it come up?
It should. It's the burner that we use to cook coffee with. In the bottom is just a flame source. But they're more close to torch than soft flame. So they're actually pretty hot. And they do use butane, I believe. So it's very similar, except it's
you
actually
can use it to light cigars with.
you can light the cigar with that.
No, James, he's gonna get it so you have to roast coffee with it.
No, you know how used to be when you cook coffee you have an upside down beaker and stuff like that. You use a siphon burner to go under it. So I'm waiting for them to get back to me. He's saying that another of our colleague will contact you, which I think deals with a smaller order. It's not a Bunsen burner. It's got a trigger to light it up. You don't need a to get it going. So yeah, that's not. That's not.
No, we need something that elaborate to light our cigars with, just so it looks.
Yeah.
You're talking about siphon coffee maker. So type in siphon burner with a SIPHON instead of SY.
But I was hearing siphon coffee.
No, it's a burner, but it looks just like that. It looks just like that. Here, I mean, I'll show it to you guys. Hold on. You guys know what it looks like.
It would keep you warm. It might keep Ashley warm. Keep my feet warm.
Is that how you spell Bunsen burner?
No, that's Bunsen burner. So let me show it to you guys.
That's what you call a sunburn.
Yeah, a Bunsen burner is probably what you keep yourself warm with.
A Bunsen burner actually will melt your table, so I wouldn't recommend it. It might melt your table. Okay, here we go. Image. Dun. Okay. This one.
Yeah.
What's complicated? The third one looks very complicated.
Says a robotics and shop.
No. So just basically this, all right? So I
That's
don't
how
think
I
anybody needs that big of a tank where you fill like 1.5 can of those things. This one probably hold like maybe a half can. I don't know, not a lot, but I actually think that's okay. I actually rather have a smaller one rather than something this size. Just to light my cigar. Can you imagine light your cigar this way? So yeah, I look for a small one, and we'll see what they can do with it. I'm still in communication with them, and hopefully they will make something between 10 and 50. I mean, if it's 50, I think we can kind of afford it. If they want 500 to 5,000, I don't think I could. Now the reason I said 500 5,000 is because I did see their minimum order quantity was 5,000. That's why I was like, can we just order a few as a sample? And we'll see what they say, right? We'll see what they say. But and if there is only, if I can order something between 10 and 50, then we'll have 50, right? If we can only order 10, then yeah, you guys can fight it out. I'm keeping one, so this 9.
We have a cage match. I don't want to get in there because most everybody's bigger than me. I have to run around in circles.
We have those like the hexagon going. But yeah, I wanna just see what we can do with that. And
James looks like he's reading email, don't it?
He probably is.
I can tell you guys that if it's affordable price, if it makes sense per each, we can just put it into the swag pack as part of the swag pack. We'll increase the price of the swag pack and we'll just give it to everybody as a swag pack. That way you don't have to buy it. You just have to buy the swag pack. It makes sense that way. It doesn't always make sense, but I feel like if we had to, and then people care for something cool in the swag pack, and we can do one of those. Right? So that's one of the options right now. I don't know how it will come out. I don't even know if they can get it in here on time because the guy hasn't get back to me yet. It's been a week. So what's going on, Michael? Are you okay?
Yes.
So
Minna.
Mino? James left again. So yeah, that's the good news I have right now. I'm working on them. As quick as I can on that one. Because I feel like when you get them to manufacture something, and you gotta know, shipping takes 90 days. Right? Shipping takes 90 days. So Michael should know that. Come on, by freight, it takes forever.
I don't order things from China.
No, that's how long it takes you to get us our cigars.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like Michael, just look at how long our cutter take.
That's true. It takes a long time for it to get over here on a ship.
Yeah, so you kind of have to plan ahead. But if we could get that to work, we should be able to. I don't know how much they cost individually right now. So once they give me the price range, and we can figure out whether or not worth it. I'll ask you guys whether or not this was something you guys want to do. Put it in the swipe pack as part of the swipe pack and stuff like that. Because the cigar for the event will have to be done separately because we don't even know if that's gonna happen. So the safest way is to keep that separately, and that's why we have the current price for the thing estimated to be like 65 to 70, depends on if you're coming or not, kind of stuff. But other than that, if we can add that stuff or raise the price back up there, and so that you can have that, and everybody, so that we can actually order it, because if they say that order 100, I'll be like, I don't know, can we do that? I don't know, so that will be done that way. Okay, just kind of a small good news, but not really actually good news because it haven't happened yet. Okay, so in terms of 1502, I think the Nicaragua one is actually the most balanced one. It's not very peppery. It's not overly complex. It's not complex but smooth.
Okay.
It's very smooth cigar. And I do like that they make this size. I mean, because like when you get an XO, you gotta get a big one. There's no
Not anymore. Not anymore. Got EXO in Robusto. There's Toro. There's that Figurado. There's the Torpedo.
Oh, so they have Robusto now.
Yeah, I got him.
Because all the other 3 size you name is still big.
Yeah, I got him in
Have you
Robusto.
had the blue sapphire?
I had the Sapphire where I pretty much have all of these, like, in the history of me ever smoking this brand. All right. And I think that in terms of balance, like, you know, it's like, oh, you can smoke it every day if you wanted to. It will be something like, I mean, even when you like sore throat, not feeling too well, like, you know, already have 2, you know, Andalusian bowl, about to fall asleep, but you want one more, you can have the Nicaragua one. It's actually not crazy.
You could smoke 17 cigars in a day and then smoke the Nicaragua and still be okay.
Because in terms of, I think in terms of strength, it's below medium.
Yeah, it's mild, medium.
Yeah.
Did you really smoke 17? Like, did you smoke like down into the last third?
No, you guys know how I do it. I smoke all the way, it's way past the band. No, that one day I smoked, it was 11 or 12 that one day. And then like 7 the next day.
And you went all the way down.
Oh yeah, I went all the way down like I always do, like probably down here.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
You're just a wimp.
Well, Michael, you smoke 17 a day?
No, I smoked the most I've smoked was 11 or 12 that day.
That makes sense because I can imagine you have 11 hours to smoke it, but not like 17 hours to smoke it.
That was in a 26-hour day. I had that many.
Now, see, even if you call it 26-hour day, it's still only 24 hours in a day.
How did your body handle that much nicotine, man?
I was hanging out with people, and so it was okay. We were talking. It makes a big difference.
It does. The thing about smoking is that if you're smoking alone, and you're taking all this nicotine, right? But if you're smoking while you're talking, you're exhaling and inhaling air a lot more. So you actually feel more comfortable.
And then I did a lot more relights than I normally do because you're talking, it goes out, you relight it, all that stuff. Like I usually don't do that. But yeah, I did that quite a bit.
So yeah, that does happen.
Pacing yourself. Like people that drink a lot, you know, they got to pace themselves.
I feel like, you know, whenever you smoke alone, you always gotta feel it more. So I mean, that's why I look into it. It's like, turns out when you're talking to someone, you inhale, exhale a lot more. So you're exchanging that oxygen a lot more. And a lot of time you're also eating when drinking at the same time. Versus when you're doing it yourself, you're actually in a more slow down manner, so that you're actually taking it more. You're more.
No, all I
focused.
had was a brisket sandwich that day. A lot of water and an old fashioned.
So yeah.
It's okay, Albert. When you're out here, we'll train you, man. You smoke like 10 or so.
Especially if you're standing right next to Brendan. I mean, you have no choice.
Yeah, just be like, here you go. He's like, you need another one? All right, yeah, here you go. Be all right.
You have no choice on that one. So yeah. Yeah, that's what I think about this cigar. I mean, there's not much to talk about this cigar other than it's smooth. It's got a very subtle flavor. It's not bad flavor. I don't have bitter. I don't have any of this negative flavor in here. It's very smooth.
I get a lot of like cedar and like almond out of that, and like a little bit of pepper, and that's kind of what it is.
The pepper is pretty much evenly throughout, but it's not like a killing you pepper. No. Like you can retrohale this and not burn your nose to death, right? And the flavor, the cedars are very subtle. It's not like wet cedar. It's just cedar aroma. And I mean, when you say almond, I think it's more like that nuttiness to it. It's like a almost peanut and almond crossover kind of flavor to me. Yeah. But it's not that distinct where like that's almond completely. You know, it's like when there are certain cigars like Romeo and Julieta, that one you can tell that has almost a almond flavoring taste to it. This one, it just have that toasted aroma, right? And it's creamy at times, not a lot. And that was pretty much it. There's nothing else more, right? But it's because it's so light in a way, it almost feels like the smoke is lighter. You know, it's not heavy, right? So it's a very easy cigar, which kind of give you that impression because you're smoking a cigar that has white and gold band. You know, when you smoke a cigar that has a black band, you're almost like, oh, right? But when you have like a white clean band, it's just like, okay, it's not like you're mentally it's like, oh, it's not gonna be strong, right? Unless it is strong. But this one is
It's like
pretty
the like the black gold and the blue sapphire. You just look at those, and you're like, okay, these are gonna be a little punchy.
right. I mean, when you smoke, like for example, Daniel was smoking a down pepper. It's like a royal bluish thing, right? But when you look at it, you're like, this thing must be like high quality, high pungent taste, high strength, because of that color, that design, right? When you smoke something like the Julius Caesar, you're like, right? Or then like the Maximus 13 thing, and they automatically give you the impression that this thing's gonna be strong, right? If you look at Andalusian Bowl, who had a first impression when looking at Andalusian Bowls? That's gotta be easy cigar. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be light.
Hell no, dude. I looked at that and I was like, man, this thing's gonna kick my ass just because of the size.
Right? Just looking at that band, the sheer size of that band, you're like, holy shit. Right? And when you light it up, take the first puff, which is very pungent, the first puff, you're like, okay. Okay. But you don't feel the strength right away on that cigar. You feel like after 1/3 way through, you're like, I made a big mistake. So that's my experience with that, because it tapers, right? Because it tapers. So after that big gauge, the bigger gauge part of it ends, and you start to get compressed down to like very small, you start to go like, I start to feel it. That's a bad idea. You know, that's the cigar for me. You know, even with like we were talking about the Alma Fuerte, it's one of those too. Like you saw that cigar, immediately like, that might be a dangerous cigar. Right? There's a lot of those, because the impression of it, you already think that's gonna be a dangerous cigar, and then you smoke it, you're like, big mistake.
Oh, good. Since we were talking about that with Martine, I'm kind of excited to try to smoke the last one that I have, because it's almost 2 years since I brought it.
For the Alma Fuerte?
Yeah.
Should pick a day and smoke it together.
Well, because like I'm interested to see like how much it's moved out.
I should have more that's at least 2 years somewhere. I can smoke those. But yeah, for me, it's basically, I know it's gonna get smoother. I know it's gonna be lighter. The strength is gonna change. That strength's gonna be there. So
You should look for the ones you can't find right now so easily.
what?
Look for the ones that you're having a hard time finding, and those would be the ones that are like 2 years old.
Well, you know what? The problem with it is that the one I have trouble finding are the one that I smoke the most. Because I'll buy a lot of them and I'll put it everywhere. But the things that I don't have a lot, I know exactly what they are, because they're most likely in the pile of all the cigars that I just bought.
Yeah. All right. You just blew that idea. All right.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's different, right? For me, if I can show you guys literally all the cigars I bought recently is on the pile over there. It's about this tall. So.
No matter
That's
what,
like-
you'll find it in the last place you look. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
It's like
you
my
guys,
voyages and my bull and like my Alma Fuerte and all that. They're all in the same spot.
like the things I bought recently, you usually can see it somewhere off my screen. I just put it nearby me, like, and I'll forget about them. Especially this damn box right here. This one right here. Right, so I was trying to see if I can put it here enough that you'll ferment, and maybe I'll smell some compound chicken, but it didn't. Right, so like all the stuff I bought recently that I smoked the most, it will be here, like literally here. You know, wasabi right here on top.
Do you think that being in the aluminum, like, really, it really is gonna make affect those in a negative way over time?
Mm-mm.
No.
These aluminum foil
Oh,
really doesn't have that much flavor.
I have an idea for you though on that. Turn
But
pal.
before you go to that, like, I'm talking about this, okay? When you bake a cake, you literally put this on the fire in the heat, and the heat will drive the flavor out. When's the last time you eat a cake and says this cake tastes like aluminum?
Oh, but have you ever mixed something in like an aluminum or stainless bowl and it does have like that slight metallic taste?
Have
Only
you
if
ever
that.
eaten Italian takeout out of one of those aluminum and plastic takeout containers? It tastes absolutely like aluminum.
But we're talking about extended time period of time on the metal with oil as catalyst. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you machine a metal with the oil on it, that actually drive that smell out. You can actually smell it, right? But something like this, especially with a cello on it, you're not gonna be able to tell. You're not gonna be able to tell. The aroma is so little, that give out that smell is so little. I don't think you gotta have that catalyst to continue to transfer that flavor, because that's what, especially stainless steel, you need oxidation to make that happen. Aluminum doesn't like to be oxidized.
Right.
Aluminum does oxidize very little. Sometimes you see that white powder over aluminum. It doesn't really rust, but it does oxidize. But even that is not gonna transfer enough flavor through a cello to your cigar. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I say you should never ever drink orange juice out of stainless steel.
Correct.
Yeah, because acid is eating through it.
Yeah.
Right? They literally tell you those stainless steel bowl for sauce, they tell you not to put ketchup or vinegar in it because it will oxidize it. But is those oxidation kill you? No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything.
Well, I know it's got the cello, but doesn't the tobacco leaf have a certain amount of acidity to it?
Actually, they say something about cigar is supposed to be alkaline.
Okay. That would kind of make sense. It's an organic material. I don't know.
Cigar is supposed to be alkaline. We think it's acidic because when we smoke it, it has that acidic nature to it.
Well, I know if you have something that's young, it will have like that ammonia to it, and that would be more acidic, I guess.
Yeah, but then they aged it and they aired it out for a long time. So
We think it's acidic because we get orange out of it.
no, that's citrus. Flavor and actual acid are two different things. But hey.
Well, citrus is acidic.
Yeah, I'm saying flavor and actual content are two different things.
Yeah, but we associate orange flavor with acidic.
Sure. I mean, we also associate with sweet. You know, citric acid is a type of sugar actually. So it's not acidic. It's sugar. Yes, Albert.
All right. What I think you should do with those Kung Pals, at least one of them, is do your soy sauce.
It's too much effort for this cigar.
Infusing. You should do your soy sauce infusion with the Kung Pao.
All right, I will probably do one and send it to a lucky person.
Infuse it with soy sauce and Kung Pao.
Kung Pao is just chili, and
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
okay,
Speaking of chili, it's fresh out here.
okay. I have both, and I can make sure that that's a no. Someone who's gonna smoke that needs to sign a waiver on that.
If there's ever a cigar that needs to be infused, that would be
That's
it.
it. Yeah.
But I don't mind. I just think there's a lot of effort because you gotta wait. You gotta wait on it. So
For science.
for science, yeah, I'll do it. I'm not smoking it though.
No, come on, Tony.
I am
Maybe
not
I'll
smoking.
do something.
Mike will do it.
like
Mike will
when
do
I-
it.
You gotta do. If you're gonna do one, you might as well do two.
No, this is the reason why I don't. No,
You only like half the cigar anyway, so
no. See, this is the reason why I don't infuse a gurkha. You know, because underneath of it, it's already not something I like. So why would I infuse it to see if I like it? I guarantee to hate it.
you might fix it.
I couldn't find that one, Michael. I went out and I couldn't find that one.
I'm gonna drink the monster of your people, and I'm gonna see what it is.
Like,
So
what
you
flavor
know-
is that?
Michael,
Is it dragon fruit?
Dragon
No,
tea.
it's dragon tea. It's a yerba mate tea. It's got let's see, it's got black tea, yerba, and caffeine and all the other normal
So
crap.
why does that
it
have
has.
to do with dragon?
I don't know.
I went to CVS today to look for it. I couldn't find it.
It's all about marketing with that company, man.
What I did
Okay,
find,
it is.
I did find a gold color sugar-free one, which I haven't tried before. And it tastes exactly like Red Bull, but lighter.
I don't like Red Bull.
Yeah, I don't like Red Bull either.
But it gives you wings.
It tastes like a sweetened black tea that has honey in it.
Oh, so honey black tea, basically.
There you go.
There we go. Still not dragon or Asian.
Hey,
Well,
Mike,
this is
it's
dude,
still
this
not.
is dangerous.
It's still not. It's still not Arizona iced tea, man.
That's almost exactly what it tastes like. Is the Arizona green tea with honey and ginseng? That's kind of what it tastes like.
I mean, that's one drink I actually don't like the taste of. It tastes nothing like green tea. It tastes nothing like, it doesn't taste like anything.
Oh,
What are you
With
smoking
honey.
today, James? Oh, thank you for asking. I'm smoking a Partagas.
oh my God!
Series D number
For the Pataga,
Partagas.
Oh, so your computer works now,
Series
Jim.
D number 4.
you know what's really funny? That particular cigar, the band are so simple, right? It's like
Yeah.
one of the most fake cigar on the side of Cohiba.
Yep.
Well, there's even other manufacturers that have bands that look so similar.
Yep.
But like that particular cigar is not that expensive. I don't know why they fixed that one.
Yeah, $10 a piece. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to like a $40 to $80 cigar, why would they fake
Because
a $10
it's
cigar?
because it's one of the most bought Cuban cigars.
I mean, they usually put it in that pack, right? They're like the pack with the glass top, a pack of 5. But it's like, why do you fake that one? Fake something different, right? That one,
Next
that
to
one is so
Monte
easy to
Cristo-
tell whether or not it's fake because the font. They just couldn't get
next-
that font right.
Next to Monte Cristo and Cohiba, this is the third most bought Cuban cigar, the Partagas Series D.
Which is funny because those 3 brands are most easy access Cuban cigars out there, right? There are a lot of Cuban cigar brands, not like just only 5 or 6 of them. There's a lot of them. There's plenty of that you never heard, and actually the better ones are actually the house rolled one. Believe it or not, when you go to buy Cuban cigars, they have this house rolled, like unbended one. They actually taste really good compared to the branded one.
Yeah.
And
So
they
how
are a lot
many-
cheaper too. Actually, they
how
have more
many
expensive
have
ones. I've seen
Cuban-
house roll ones go very expensive. Like some of them like $100 a stick.
Well,
But
they tier their quality of tobacco, what they send out to the different rollers.
they have house blend one, which was really good. Was really good.
That
in
means
comparison.
the blender is really good at what he does because he's usually using inferior tobacco and still making it taste better.
Right. I mean, that's the thing that like when it comes to quality of the tobacco, the quality isn't gonna differentiate that much, right? A lot of them was how rare it is, right? How much they grown. Like some of them might be very prone to disease, so they don't have a lot of them. Some of them are because so thin they'll just break.
Well,
But-
we'll say it. The best tobaccos goes to about 7 different Cuban companies, Cuban manufacturers, and then the middle part goes to about another dozen, and then the rest of the lower quality shit goes to the rest.
But in terms of quality, like can somebody really taste it? That's the thing. I mean, Michael, you have house blend, right? The short stacks and stuff like that. I mean, they are still lungs fillers and stuff like that. And obviously, from the price, you can tell that it's not gonna be of that quality, right? But
Right.
it still doesn't taste that bad.
No.
Compared to a fake Cuban, it doesn't taste bad. And then you look at how much you're paying for a fake Cuban, right?
Mhm.
So when they talk about quality, like you can still butcher a really good quality tobacco leaf. You
Oh
can.
yeah, depends on how they.
Leave the bee alone.
So
Besides, the house blends in Cuba are probably using Nicaraguan tobacco too. So
that I wouldn't be surprised because I actually like the house blend a lot better than the actual brand.
I mean, I know that they do, import tobacco into Cuba, so they had to use it for something.
Yeah, but I actually like those house blend better, those unbended ones better. And then they're not trying to fake it, and they actually it's like this is gonna taste better than okay, try it, and then they actually taste better. They actually does taste better. They don't have to pay those brand, they don't have to pay those brands, so all the money goes to buying the tobacco, sourcing the tobacco, so, which I think makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, and the key of that story is basically, if you do go to places like that, you do find an actual Cuban place that rolls cigars and stuff like that, you should try their house blend rather than just say, hey, they have Cohiba, let me buy some Cohiba, or they have, you know, all these other Cuban brands that's so famous I heard of, I should spend $500 to buy those versus where the $500 is gonna buy me a 2 bundle of 25 of their house blend.
Yeah, but you know, if you come back, but here's the thing, right? People are going to come back with their boxes or you know their cigars, and they're going to be like, "Hey, here's a house blend that I got," and you know, whatever, you know.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing. In the end, do you want to enjoy your cigar, or do you want to be a brand hog? Just have that. to
No, I
show?
get it. Yeah, but they're gonna brag about the Cohiba, right? I got these Cohibas. In
I
Cuba.
actually think it's more of a conversation starter to have an unbanded house blend.
Well, I agree. It's ironic, right? But that's.
I mean,
You know-
when it comes to cigars, you can't just always be a brand hog and just only go to a specific brand because you're missing out all the good stuff that might be out there, right? You kind of have to try it before you knock it, kind of thing.
That's like the Padron dudes, man. They're like, this is the best, only thing ever to walk here. That's it. Like, all right.
It was. I went to that cigar event year before last in Darmstadt, Dusseldorf, cigar world, and there was we met a guy there that actually went to this event. This says, "I only smoke Monte Cristos." Why did you come to a cigar event where they got like 20 different manufacturers giving out free cigars if you only gonna smoke Monte Cristos?
Yeah, can I have your cigars?
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Joseph's gonna let up an inch natural. Hey, Joseph, if you gotta let up an inch, you might as well be on the screen too because you'll be on here for a long time.
Joseph was the first one to buy a box of Inch. You know why? Because he's awesome.
Why he bought a box of what?
Inch.
Really?
Yeah.
Now he's still
And that's why
smoking.
he got that, that's why he got the Inch shirt too.
Really?
You know why? He bought a box.
There we go.
Okay.
Benefits. What about this? Okay, Albert, let's say if you go to the Cohiba factory, would you think that is more cool to buy a box of Cohiba or whatever they wrote it there without the band?
I mean, it depends on, like I said, it's your goal. Depending on your goal, right?
It's like AJ. Okay, AJ, like those last calls, those are the blends that he smokes at the factory. Okay, and that's why that's actually got released much later than normal, than he would like a normal line, right? It's a little more affordable. It's the sizes that it's the size that he kind of smokes at the factory, and like the Maduro one is pretty freaking bomb. You're like, okay, this is the kind of thing that he likes to enjoy. So yeah, I can see where you're at the factory. I'd like to see what the blenders or whatever what they like to smoke aside from what they're putting in.
I'd rather buy the unbanded one. I'll complain about it being unbanded, but those are supposed to be unbanded. You know, they wrote it there. You don't know. It's like mystery cigar. It's a mystery cigar. It's supposed to be mystery, right? I would rather buy those than a banded one where I probably could source it some other way, right? For example, if I go to a Cohiba factory, whatever that's boxed, I can buy that anywhere that sells Cohiba, technically, right? But I cannot buy those unbanded one everywhere I go. So I'd much rather buy the
Yeah.
unbanded one.
I mean, so yeah, to answer your question, after hearing talking about this, yeah, I think it'd be cool to have the unbanded, but yeah, but the people that are coming back and hey, I just got these, I need to get a humidor, so I don't, I got to protect my investment, like whatever, man.
I still don't know anybody that ever went and watched a guy roll their cigars and took them away and said, these things like shit.
Albert, just for future reference, I think you need to set your camera to not autofocus.
I don't know how to do that, man. I've been looking at that.
That comes with the software, right? If you go to the software, you can go just take off that box from
I went to look. I went and tried to find software for this damn thing, and I couldn't find it. It's like you have to use the software on the freaking Meet app and all this other kind of shit. So
I think there's a way to turn it off, but yeah, I think if you turn it off, it'll be easier on my eyes.
all right, well, shit.
I feel like you're so clear, and that when I look at it, it looks like.
Yeah, he said if you turn the camera off, you'll be easier.
Is that better?
That's what I heard.
That defeats the point. That defeats the point.
Because then when he talks, it's like, woo, woo.
Right. It makes me feel like I just went from 2020 to 200 degrees and then went back to 2020.
Yeah, I know. People complaining about it, and I get it. I'll try to fix it. I'll figure it out.
Anyways, But I'm pretty sure they have a software for that. I think it's
It's got
actually
to, right?
no. I think for Razer they have one software that takes care of everything. So you
Well,
need to
leave
download
and don't
that
come
one
back till you
software.
fix
That
it,
that is
okay?
universal for everything. What do you say, James?
I told Albert to leave and don't come back till he fixed it.
No, we want Albert to be here. Albert's been on the show a lot. He's pretty much on here unless something big happens. So I need him to be
Yeah.
here. I need to be here. You know, I had to apologize. I just saw Christina's message. Nice. My little one loves crab and lobster. I missed that comment, but sure. So I don't know if Hashimoto's gonna give. Is Hashimoto really drunk today?
I don't know. I hope so. 'Cause I want him on.
So those.
might-
What else did I
Might see
get
you without
done
a
over
shirt
the
today,
week?
huh?
What else did I get done over the week? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, so you guys saw I bought the what is that brand? Oliva, the Nicaragua one. I was so upset when the box was broken. I had to glue it back on. I glued it. I used.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I've never seen a box get broken like that.
Yeah, literally, I think somebody when they put something on top of the box, they squeezed it down, and that kind of yeah. It's not that big of a deal, but for me, like OCD, like oh my god, really, this the first. I can understand nicks, sometimes you get nicks and like sometimes like a thing on the side, but this whole thing, like the whole cover, I can't flip it over because it's broken. But yeah, I had to fix that. Took it out, fixed it. That one is probably gonna sit in my humidor for a while since I have these to smoke and I have to smoke Albert's thing, the Rojas, and somehow I feel like I have one more thing I need to smoke. I just can't remember what that is. What is it? I feel like I have one more thing I bought I need to smoke. I just can't remember. But yeah, when I remember, I'll let you guys know. So, right now, if you're watching this and you are thinking to go to the 2021 meet, you need to make sure to let me know. RSVP. We need to make sure that's happening. With if we're only gonna have 20, 21 people, we probably wouldn't tell them to say, hey, leave a space for us, because 20, 21 people is not that much, right? And we would just go in there and find space as we go. But if we gotta be more than that, then we need to know, right? We did a long time ago. We did a +1. I think there's quite a bit of people that say +1, but I don't know whether or not that's still the same. I need to know. All right. I really don't want to find out when you guys are buying tickets, because that's when we already kind of decided what to do with it. So it makes a difference. Figure it out, kind of thing. So yeah, if you do know that you're definitely going. Or if you're iffy, let me know you're iffy. Like, for example, James is iffy. Jeff is iffy. Right? So, that I can understand. But if you're going to be iffy about it, you haven't taken the day off and stuff like that, it's only like a few months away. So.
But I'm a very strong iffy, okay?
Well, obviously, I know James iffy is if they allow me to travel out of the country, I will go.
Exactly, without any quarantine.
Yeah. Albert, do you have a chance can you give Woodruff the link?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right,
I'm trying to fix the camera thing right now first, but let me.
No, just fix it afterward. Jeez.
Well, dude, I'm trying to please, man.
But I know there is one software from Razer that just takes care of everything. Like it deals with the keyboard, it deals with the mouse, it also deals with the camera. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right, let me get it for him.
All right. So, and on the side, I'll talk about the quest thing, the family quest thing. My wife actually said that's a pretty cool idea. She actually liked that idea. So I actually like that idea. I wanted to get it to go. But again, I think that designer got angry with me too. He's not responding to my messages. So I'm hoping that he will give it to me tonight, but I haven't got anything yet. And I had to apologize. By the way, guys, like when you guys message me on Facebook, whatever, while I'm on the show, I don't always see it. Sometimes I have the Facebook on, sometimes I don't. If I don't, I can't see it. Right? So go ahead and just leave a message here so I can see it more often than not, and stuff like that. And there's one thing I was gonna talk about, but I feel like talking about it makes it like kind of restart that thing, so I'm just gonna skip it. You guys know what I'm talking about, but I'm just gonna skip it. It's like let it be. be gone, right? So I'm okay with dropping 1 or 2 members that follows this thing. I'm okay with that. People think that, you know, I'm just gonna unsubscribe from your channel. Because I can tell you this, okay? We have 400 something subscribers, and on average, the maximum of people that watches our videos is about 70. So even if you drop 1 or increase 1, isn't gonna change anything at all. Okay, drop 1, increase 1 isn't gonna change anything at all. So yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, I might be shocked if we drop 200 tomorrow, but you know that number doesn't mean anything for me. You know what matters is people who's actually here interacting.
Like the 160 is what counts.
160 don't
camera
last.
from
160 don't
from
last.
Razer?
Say what?
Is Albert's camera from Razer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then he needs to install the Snapsy.
That's what I'm doing.
Synapses, right, or something like that.
That's what I'm
He needs to
doing.
go to Keo and turn off the damn autofocus.
That's what I'm doing, man.
Yeah.
Joseph, what's up, man?
Not too much.
You know, if anybody that talks about, you know, how much they enjoy smoking coffee, is probably Joseph. He talk about drinking coffee all the time. I can't believe you guys say that. No, my coffee looks like pudding. It does kind of look like pudding. It does kind of, because that's the part where it starts to settle. Because you know, it takes time for me to dump all the water out there. All the air and gassing already happened, and I went to take a camera and take it. And it does look like pudding. Yeah. That was good coffee.
Tony, you make very pretty coffee though. Like
I do.
when you do lattes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like it does look very nice.
Being able to enjoy the look of it is very important. So
Yeah, I can't figure out how to do that because I would love to do that.
drawing on the latte, you need to have the right picture. A lot of people just get a latte machine and it comes with a picture and they use that picture. You can't draw anything with those pictures. So there's actually pictures that's for foaming the milk, and there is pictures specifically made for drawing pictures on top of the latte.
Drawing a picture with this
Picture.
milk.
Picture.
You catch that? Yeah.
Right? So they have different mouth. I don't have those things. But they have a different one. Like the one you get has a really wide mouth where you use to dump large amount. When you have that big mouth, you dump it into the coffee, it's just gonna sink all the way to the bottom. So you can never draw anything with those, right?
Yeah, the ones that I've seen do it, it's like a really, really narrow spout that they're doing it with.
Mm-hmm. So there's size different. There's also the mouth different. That makes it different. So like a lot of people say, I dump it in as slow as I can. I just can't get anything to come up. It's because that sprout is very big, and then it dumps a large amount. You actually have to dump a very small amount for it to surface. So that's why nobody can do it. And it's because they have the wrong equipment, not because you can't. A lot of people can. You just have to get the right picture. And some of those pictures can cost up to $1,000.
Whoa.
Okay, so you know, if you go to anywhere in like a professional setting where they foam a lot of milk, you'll find them use a gigantic pitcher and then dump into a smaller pitcher to do it. Why didn't they just use the big one? Because that big one is not made to draw anything. They need to dump one that's made to draw, so they can actually have latte art on it because the flow is different.
And they're using like cream and not milk, right?
No, they are using milk.
Really?
So if you use cream, you will not. Cream is so light, it will just spread. It'll be gone.
Okay.
So you want to use high fat content, right? So you want at least 2%. But if you want to really draw something that will float, you want whole milk.
Okay.
Whole milk has so much fat, you actually surface. The weight, the density will not merge with the coffee that quickly.
Okay, so then is heavy cream too heavy then?
Yes.
Okay. I always wondered.
So yeah, a lot of people's like, Tony, like, how do you draw this thing? Well, I dump it in the same way. I watch like 10,000 videos. They all just dump it in and then it just comes up, right? But the thing is that you're using the wrong pitcher, so it's not gonna work. Here. Story time.
Oh man, Jason's question is so hard because Phoenix is such a big city.
What? What's Jason's question?
Any hotels and all that to stay away from? Oh man, that's
Well,
so
you can
hard.
tell the region to stay away from. How'd I know? And I know it'll be a different story. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Here's one. Save image. I gotta save a few so I can show it to you guys the difference. Okay. And there we go. Okay, and last one. Let me find one. This one look fancy enough. Nah, I don't want to do a fancy one. Let's do. Because they all show in one angle, it's really hard to tell the difference with that one. Okay. Okay. All right. So now I have 3 pictures. I had 3 pictures. I'll show it to you guys. Of course, it's not gonna work. Come on, I have all format. Why isn't it allow me to?
Y'all miss me?
You need to focus yourself in, dude.
Hey, you can deal with it, man.
Okay, try this one. All right, here's one of them. Ooh, it's gigantic. Well, whatever. You see how that mouth is very little amount of milk coming out. Very amount. You want to have the string about this big for it to flow back up. Okay, but then a lot of ones that you get from a store, from like when you buy your latte machine, they look like this. Come on. All right, here we go. This one works. If your picture looks like this, it's not gonna work. All right, it's meant to do large amount of milk in there, so that's why the bottom is big and top is a lot small. But they had that sprout that actually leaves a lot of milk come out. So you'll only use this kind, and you'll only be able to draw on that if you are very experienced with it. You can control the flow a lot better than just dumping over. So when you get that kind of stuff, yeah, it comes with it. And it should be able, technically you should be able to, but it's very, very hard because the flow is very, very, very quickly. So when you do milk into a pool of espresso, going in a large flow, you're just mixing it with that espresso. So it's just gotta come out with the color and nothing will change, right? You wanna use a small sprout, dump a little bit of coffee, so dump a little bit of milk in there first so it settle in the bottom, and whatever that you dump slower will be stacking on top of that, your surface. So a lot of people say, oh, I can't do latte art. It's not because you can't, you had the wrong tool. To do anything correctly, first you gotta have the right tool, right?
Of course.
And the other part of it is people who's not using actual espresso machine. So the espresso is not thick enough to carry anything. That's another one. So like when you buy those pseudo under a certain amount of money of espresso machine, they'll still make espresso. But that espresso is not gonna have that much crema to carry it because the amount of oil that got carried out is not nearly as much. You still get the flavor, it still tastes good, but you just cannot do a lot of different stuff because obviously the content isn't good enough to carry it back up. So yeah, everybody can do the same thing, and I think a lot of people. If you still cannot do it, let me tell you the one trick: just put cocoa powder on top of it.
Oh, because it'll float on top of it.
Because cocoa powder gives it like the surface resistance, so it will actually flow on top of it. Cocoa will fall down and the cream will come up. Because cocoa is a lot darker too, so it actually gives that color. So that's another way. Like if I'm drawing something like different, like if I want to draw an actual picture rather than just the tulip or the flower or the heart, I will put cocoa powder on there, and then that way I can draw different things. It will surface of the pool coming up. I will use a pick to pick the picture out of it. So that's how it's done. I mean, there is no way to draw Michael's logo on top of coffee if you don't do it that way. Nobody can go and draw a Michael. It doesn't happen that way.
Dude, I would pay somebody like a good $50. It's
doable. It's just a lot of effort. there is a machine that makes like picture latte, and basically it will just dump the entire picture on top of it. So you'll put milk under it, and then they will have this sprout that comes down in the picture. So there is powder and a milk powder on together, boom, down like a printer, and then you have that picture on top of it. So that is available. But in terms of, okay, going back to the hotel thing, okay, if you guys figure out what hotel you're staying, put it in Facebook. Let people local look at it and go like, you know, that might be a bad idea or that might be a good idea. Or, and then if it's a good idea, you can book there, and then other people will say, okay, I know that someone's gonna book there, so I'm gonna book there too, so that we can travel together or whatnot. You know, so do that. Just utilize the group.
Yeah.
Don't make the mistake I did. It's like, oh, that looks close enough. I'm just gonna book that one. Big mistake. Big mistake. You know, you do not want to.
I'm already gonna get to be a chauffeur.
You do not want to make the same mistake I did, where every night you had to worry about whether or not you need to, you know, put something extra on the back of your underwear, just in case somebody rushes in.
Worried about the hookers? I mean, it's whatever.
I'm not worried about the hooker. I'm worried about the person who was looking for a hooker. Knock the door. Hey, anybody in there? It's actually very scary because the window's right open at the hallway. And that place does smell like some sort of like disinfectant or something like that. It's bad.
Yeah, Albert's back.
Albert looks like he's using a laptop camera instead. Albert's like, I give up. I give up.
No, I'm just gonna try to configure it without it being on. I wanted to make sure the software can connect to it.
So yeah, I think there used to be a post that we posted up to kind of like have an idea of what we were doing with the hotels. But what we can do is, I don't know, who should we ask to see which hotel? I mean, there are some brands that you know is okay, and you gotta also put this in perspective. Majority of the time, you're not gonna be in a hotel.
Yeah.
Right? If you travel over there, you're not gonna lock yourself in a hotel for that long. You're there, sleep, breakfast, and you're out of there. All right, so you don't have to have a really intricate place. You just need a relatively safe place where you can lock your stuff. That's pretty much it. You know, if you had to sleep in your car, I mean, that would be a good idea too. I can't guarantee anything though. But if you had to sleep in the car and save money, sure, so be it. Just make sure you go to a nice parking lot.
Okay, whose car can I sleep in?
Right.
Well, I need to rent a special car that's big enough just for you to be able to sleep in.
No, I'm saying for those people who decide to drive down, you know, if you gotta, you know, I don't know how that works, but majority of the hotel, I will say, if it's not a motel, you're kind of safe, right? And the price might give away whether or not it's that safe.
Yeah.
Right? And I can say, since not everywhere is close proximity, like all the cigar lounges are kind of in the distance. Obviously, they're not going to compete with each other by having to, you know, you're not going to be able to drive 5 minutes from one place to the other and get to the different lounge because they are.
No, you're going to be 20, 30 minutes easy.
Right? So you're not going to be able to find one that's that close to everything. And the best thing I can say is to be in the center. Right? Everywhere is kind of the same distance. Then, yeah, that makes sense, right? Because they are actually in the opposite side. Puro is the complete opposite of Cigars Daily. What part of the town will we be in? What part of the town will we be in?
Where's Puro at?
Puro's all the way down south.
No, I mean, it's in, gosh, I can't remember now. Isn't it Chandler? I can't remember where that was.
Like, if you want to be safe, stay in Scottsdale, right?
It's true. I mean, yeah.
I mean, internal hotel price, I look for the area, it's between 80 to 150. Right? So if you can find price around that, you're pretty much safe. If you find something in the 50s, that's when you gotta think whether or not you want to be. Okay? And don't go with the like travel advisor and then they go like, oh, you know, it used to be 120 and discount to 50. I don't care. You know, if you see 50, you think twice. All right, so deal with that. Go with a name brand hotel, which they're more safe. Now here, let me
I
pull
think
up.
I'm just gonna go to Michael's house and sleep in his office chair. We know that's
Well,
comfortable.
his house is quite far away from there.
Yeah,
His
what do you
house.
want- if
We
you wanna
don't look
go
at
an
hours.
extra 30 miles every day,
We're looking at hours. Wait, is the hotel that Brendan recommended? What was the name of that? What was the name of the hotel that Brendan recommended?
One second, I gotta wait till my dog's calm down.
All right. So let me see. I'm looking at the map right now. Okay. So I can tell you the surrounding area actually surrounds Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. All right. So Cigars Daily is to the north of that, and Puro, where we gotta have the event, is to the south of that. So they're not even close to each other. Okay. And then obviously Mesa is also to the south of that. So if you want to have more engagement, I think near Mesa would be the right choice, because I feel like we go to Mesa a lot last time when I go. So Mesa, it will be where it is that you want to be near. Okay. Puro is let's see, Puro. Puro Cigar is where the event is gonna be, and that's in Chandler. Okay. And in Chandler, there's a lot of hotels there. However, if you do have a plan to go to Cigars Daily at all, you're looking at double the distance, because now you're not in the middle. I can't hear you, Michael. Can't hear you.
The one where I stayed last
sorry.
time when I was up there, it's Drury. It's in Happy Valley.
Happy Valley. Where's
And that
Happy
was
Valley?
it's right actually over by Brandon's house. That thing is really nice, like stupid nice.
Right. I will also recommend not to be too far from the airport. Depends on your flight. If you decide to fly out in the morning, be closer to the airport, because that's gonna be so much easier to get to the airport. Because that's the one that you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss going to the airport, right? My experience at going to airport at 4 in the morning is not fun. But I would say stay away from too far from the airport. Not to say that my current one is anywhere near the airport. It's still half the distance. All right, so I think Scottsdale and Mesa, near that area, is gonna be a majority of the. Isn't Fox also in Mesa?
There's a Fox in Mesa and there's a Fox at Scottsdale. We went to the one at Scottsdale.
So yeah, be near Scottsdale. I think that would be the best, because you get to go both sides.
Yeah,
However,
Cigars-
Scottsdale is a slightly more pricey area.
Cigars Daily is closer to Scottsdale. Let's see what else. Like Embargo's closer to Scottsdale. Fox, the one over at Scottsdale, is
Yeah.
the only one that'd be kind of a little out from that is Puro, but it's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all the complete opposite side, basically. Complete opposite.
So like
side.
everything in Phoenix is like 20 minutes because you jump on all the freeways.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you want to go from Puro to Cigars Daily, you're looking more than an hour.
It'll take a little time, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a completely different side. You're looking at double the distance. So,
Like if you've never been to Phoenix, the valley is really big once you get there. You're like, holy crap, this is spread way out.
it's in Brendan's in Glendale, right?
Brandon is North Phoenix. Like he's right next to Scottsdale. He's
Okay.
on I-17 in Union Hills.
I-17. Okay, so he's on the left side. He's actually a completely different side too. He's on a completely different side. He's on the left. He's on the west side, right?
Yeah,
Majority of
it's
stuff is gonna be, if it's gonna be Scottsdale, Mesa, and I think out of everything, the one that's away from everything is actually Cigars Daily,
No, yeah, it is.
right? So yeah, if you're looking at that, Cigars Daily is probably one that's kind of off. So